Hello everyone and welcome to today's Mondaq webinar in association with Pavestones, where you will hear from industry experts sharing their insights into the Nigerian and United States regulatory terrain for FinTechs from the perspective of compliance and funding. My name is Dan Sampaio and I'm joined by a brilliant panel to take us through today's discussion. Seun Timi-Koleolu is the managing partner and co-founder of Pavestones. Her practice experience spans across technology, foreign investments, data protection, and corporate and commercial law. She is recognized as a highly skilled, commercially minded lawyer who is able to balance her passion for excellence with her desire to ensure clients achieve their commercial goals. She has a strong strategic thinking skills, which she utilizes to positively impact the growth of businesses. Aderonke Alex-Adedipe has extensive experience advising local and foreign financial institutions on trade finance, reserve-based lendings, business formation, corporate structures, investment incentives, immigration, asset acquisitions, and other project finance transactions, which cut across various sectors, both local and foreign. And completing today's panel is Gary Ross. Gary has extensive experience representing small to large cap companies in public securities offerings, including initial public offerings of common equity, follow-on common stock offerings, preferred stock offerings, offerings of convertible and exchangeable securities, and offerings of senior and subordinated debt securities. He also regularly counsels private companies and investors in structuring private venture capital investments, including cross-border investments. Now, before I hand over to the panel, a housekeeping item. You can submit questions to our panel by typing them into the questions pane of the toolbar on the right-hand side of your page. They will endeavour to answer as many questions as possible during our Q&A and throughout, but please do reach out after the webinar for any other additional information you may require. It's now my pleasure to hand you over to Seun, Aderonke and Gary to begin. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Aderonke Alex-Adedipe, and I am a partner and co-founder at Pavestones based in Lagos, Nigeria. Very briefly, before we delve into today's discussions, I think it's important that we understand why we chose to discuss this subject. And it's primarily because the world as we know it today is a global village. And as lawyers, we continue to experience and participate in cross-border transactions. And for this reason, it becomes imperative that we understand the regulatory framework as it applies to fintech across various jurisdictions. And so today, I would have Seun and Gary, who would each have a presentation about the regulatory environment for fintechs in Nigeria and the US, after which we would have a brief panel discussion and take questions from the audience. So please, Seun, over to you.
Thank you, Aderonke. Okay, so today I'm going to talk you through in a few minutes the regulatory requirements for fintech in Nigeria. Next slide. As Aderonke has said, she is a co-founder with me at Pavestones Legal. Pavestones Legal is a full-service law practice, female-led law practice, with particular interest in technology and innovation, and also foreign direct investments. We have supported clients all over the world in operating in Nigeria successfully. Our clients are from Estonia, Malta, England, US, Hong Kong, and many more countries, South Africa, and many more countries. We are also a licensed data protection organization. Next slide, please. Today's presentation, with this presentation, I'm going to try to help you understand the growth of fintech in Nigeria, the key fintech licenses and regulations, and the regulatory challenges, and the best way to navigate them. Next. I am very aware that our audience today are from various countries. So just in case anyone had missed that, Nigeria is right there on the map, West Africa, And then since Gary will be talking about the US, I thought it would be good to also point out where the US is, but I'm sure everyone knows. Now, so Nigeria is the giant of Africa, at least is known as the giant of Africa. We have over 211 million people. It's the largest economy in Africa right now. The IMF has predicted that this year our GDP will be about $547 billion. We have over 500 tribes and languages. The main languages are Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo. However, the official language in Nigeria is English, and our currency is Naira. Next, please. How did FinTech evolve in Nigeria? I think before we go into it, it'll be good for you to understand that. So FinTech and a lot of the other startups and tech companies evolved from the introduction of telecommunications in Nigeria and the penetration of the mobile phone. With telcos came data, internet connectivity, and hope for the people who could see that they could solve key financial problems amongst other problems with the use of data, a mobile phone. Things could change. There were frictions in the financial sector already. To transfer money, you had to go to a bank and queue for a long time. Non-existent credit facility, really difficult credit facilities. International trade, difficult to achieve because remittance was hard. Now, the crop of people who are now known as FinTechs in Nigeria saw the issue and wanted to solve it, and solved it with data and mobile phones. There was also a large unbanked population, and that is still something that is being solved with FinTechs. Next slide, please. In Nigeria, and I believe in most countries, FinTechs are can be categorized like this. So we have digital banking. In Nigeria, we have Wema Alert, Kuda Bank, amongst others. And what they are doing is providing banking services predominantly online, and making it easier and for people to access financial services. There's digital payment. One of the most popular FinTechs we have in Nigeria is in that space, Flutterwave, and then we have Paystack and the rest. And they're making it easier for people to transact online and receive payments online. Remittance, international money transfer, is another FinTech sector category. We have Nairagram, MoneyGram, and the rest, making it easy for people to transfer money out of Nigeria and into Nigeria and transact, improving international trade. Lending, such a big deal because that has been a restriction for many. Credit facility, the non-existence of credit in Nigeria has kind of made trade difficult. So a lot of FinTechs have seen this issue, and we've had international FinTechs and local ones come in the country to solve the problem. I know more developed other countries, it's easy for them. We have wealth management and digital assets and blockchain, so cryptocurrency and blockchain. And then there are others, but I will stop here. So next slide, please. Our regulators. To understand the licensing regime, it's important for you to understand our regulators, or to know who the regulators are. In general, every FinTech company is first a company, and every company is regulated by the Corporate Affairs Commission in Nigeria. You need to incorporate to carry on business in Nigeria, file annual returns. All changes to the company structure is done at the Corporate Affairs Commission. We also have the Nigeria Data Protection Bureau. Data protection is a bit new in Nigeria, but it developed, I believe our government recognized the importance of that, especially as startups grew and technology became prevalent in Nigeria. So we have the Nigeria Data Protection Bureau requiring people who are dealing with data of Nigerians, over 1,000 Nigerian data, to be audited, and also requiring all companies to ensure that they are managing data with the best data protection practices. There's a Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission. Recently, they've become more relevant in the fintech space because they now require all digital lending companies